Hi there. So this is part 3 of this lesson series on Beethoven's Ode to Joy from his Ninth Symphony. An arrangement for the guitar, whether you play fingerstyle or with a pick, you play a steel string or a nylon string like I do. You can, actually this lesson you will have to play fingerstyle, so if you're seeing this for the first time, it would be a good idea to back up to part 1 and 2, and it's going to be impossible to play this part with a pick, so you'll have to get your fingers used to playing around like I'm going to show you today. So in part 1 we learned the tune like this, and so on, or with a pick, same thing, just a little sound. The sound is a little bit different. Brighter maybe, and then in the second lesson we learned, in the second part we learned chords below those melody notes and putting those two together, almost like in piano music, like this. Okay, and then in part 3, this part, I'm going to show you how to play this almost like a classical guitar arrangement where you have to use your fingers throughout, and it's going to use a lot of intervals. Now, a few days back I did a lesson on intervals, and I suggest you go back and see that. I'll provide a link at the bottom of this so you can understand what intervals are. We have thirds, we have sixths, we have octaves, we have tenths, and so on. So this song is going to use a lot of tenths, the way that I'm playing it for this particular arrangement. And again, you can go back and watch that video for a little bit of background on intervals. So anyways, one line at a time. Here's the first line. The melody is at the top, and I'm playing that with a 10th interval at the bottom on C. Remember, your 10th is C to E, and it's called a 10th because if you count from the low C to the high E, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's 10 steps in between, including the two notes. So that's a 10th. Okay? And a 10th, is, by the way, is the larger version of a third. High C to high E is almost the same as low C to high E, plus an octave, plus 8. So this is a third, this is a 10th. Okay? So anyways, that first line, instead of and so on, we're adding this note at the bottom, these notes, sorry, like so. And it still sounds kind of bare, like there's not enough there. So I'm using the open G string, which is the 5th in the key of C, or in a C chord, which provides a nice harmony. If you want to see an example in a classical piece of this repeated G, I did a lesson a few days back on Carcassi's Andantino. So you can watch that maybe. I'll place a link at the bottom if you want to watch it. So anyways, back to Beethoven. We have that first line, we have tenths with G's in between, like so. Except that in lesson 2, in part 2 of this series of lessons, I showed you a D chord there. So I'm gonna play it this way actually. I don't know if this makes any sense to you. I'll try to slow it down. So what I did there, I didn't play the G for every chord, and I used the chords in part 2 of the lessons, which are G, I'm sorry, A minor, a D, add 2, or just a D, and G, like so. G, I'm playing the G at the bottom with this, and now with the G in the middle, so watch. G, and I'm holding this G down, C, with A, with the G in between, which makes it sort of like an A minor 7 sound, kind of a cool sound. Look, from the C with A, so that whole line is something like this. So this is not found in a score anywhere. This is just intuitive playing. I'm showing you how to maybe figure it out by yourself. I won't provide a score for it. I'm just showing you an intuitive way to figure it out and add some harmonies with the fingers. So here's that line 1 again. A with C. D. Line 2. The way I ended that line, I did G in the bass, D at the top, just to provide some notes in that open space. G and G again, like this. Getting out of tune here. So that second line again. Line 3. Here's what I did there. D with B, a 10th interval, with the G in between, okay? C with A and G in the middle, in between. Again, line 3. So what did I do there? Watch again. Never mind the little buzzes here and there. You don't have to stop for those when you're just practicing, like I said before. So here goes that line again slowly. Parallel 10ths with the G in between. E chord, D note, A minor, with the melody note at the top, which is a C. Well, this is kind of weird here. It's a D chord, but I'm adding an F sharp in the bass, which it's the third of the chord. Just take my word for it. If you don't understand it, just play it. It's first finger in the 2nd fret, second finger on the A, which is the 2nd string, and I use the pinky. You can use the 3rd, but I use the pinky for more comfort. Pinky on the D, A, F sharp, and I play this. Watch. Thumb, index on the open D, 3rd string, which is the A, and 2nd string with my ring finger, which is the D. So, and then G, just the bottom 4 strings. I'm doing 2nd finger, 3rd fret on the bottom string, 1st finger in the 2nd string of the 5th string, 4th string open and third string open like this. So that second line, line 4, here's one last run through for you. And you'll notice also that I added the repeat sign in there. I didn't always play the repeat sign in these lessons just to save time, but there's a repeat sign in the score that I provided in part 1, and I just played that repeat sign there. So this is the last lesson for this particular series. Thank you for watching. If there's any questions, you should first look at the previous videos. If you're starting here, make sure you know what you're doing. You can always go back and look at the other videos. I'll link them at the bottom. Also, I'm going to provide soon, today or tomorrow, sometime this week, a piano accompaniment, like a backup track that you can use to play along with. So just in case you're just playing part 1, then you have a backup track, like a piano, a nice classical backup track to play along with, almost like having this in the background so you can play with. But again, before you try that, you should go back and practice part 1, part 2, part 3, and follow the order like that. Well, thank you very much for watching this series, and please like the video and subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate that. And if there's any questions, please let me know at the bottom. Thanks for watching.